Hello, so in my last video we looked at panic attacks when you're driving, and I spoke about finding the root cause of the problem and how that can often get rid of the issue. But let's just imagine that you can't find the root cause of the problem, or you've still got some driving panic, driving anxiety, whatever you want to call it, after you've had a session of hypnotherapy. Many people have this idea that hypnotherapy is a silver bullet and you fire it off, pew, and within 1 hour, 1 session, 1 minute, everything's gone. Hypnotherapy is fast, and yes, it can work. I've had it work in as little as 20 minutes. However, it isn't always a silver bullet. It can take 1, 2, 3 sessions to fix a problem. So don't panic, because sometimes people have a session and they panic and they go, no, it didn't work. I did it once and it didn't work. It may just be that if you can't find the root cause of your problem, there are other approaches we can take. There's something we call a solution-focused method, or it's called solution-focused therapy. What this means is, when you can't find the original cause of the problem, because of any reason, it can be that you just can't find it, it's got lost in the mists of time. Sometimes it can be so long ago and it can be such an irrelevant event. Like I've known people who were playing with a toy car as a kid and their car fell off the edge of a table, and that gave them driving anxiety 20 years later because their mind was picturing the car going off a cliff, like going off a table. It can be something irrelevant, and it can be so hard to find sometimes that we say, okay, we don't need to find the root cause to get rid of it. Instead of looking back, we look forwards and we simply change the way you feel now. So the way you can do this is by several different methods. There is something called parts therapy, which I've spoken about before in these videos. So with parts therapy, what we do is we get 2 parts of your mind to talk to each other. You find the part of your mind that's giving you the problem, and then you find the part of your mind which wants to get rid of it, which is normally more than one part. It can be many parts all saying, look, we're sick of this, we want you to just change. So you've got all these parts over here saying, we want change, we want to be able to drive. And instead of your part of your mind is like, no, I'm not going to let you change. It sounds funny, doesn't it? But this is the thing, I'll explain why it sounds funny in a moment. Your mind is saying, we want to change, I want to be able to drive. And this little part here is saying, no, I'm not going to let you drive because it's dangerous. This can all sound wacky. But what you need to understand is that none of this stuff is actually real. You don't really have parts inside your mind. But the only way you can communicate with your subconscious mind is by using imagination. You can't just say to your mind, stop making me panic when I drive. It doesn't work, does it? If people say calm down, it doesn't do anything. In fact, it actually makes you worse many times because they're talking to the conscious mind. These things we do like parts therapy, where you get one part of your mind talking to another. It's all made up, but you have to make it up because, as Richard Bandler once said, Richard Bandler is a massive figure in the world of therapy and healing. He once said something along the lines of, for an imaginary problem, you need an imaginary solution. Because your driving anxiety, your panic attacks don't really exist. You don't really have a fear of driving. What you've got is a fear of the thought of driving. You can drive a car, you can get in a car and drive it. That isn't what gives you the problem. It's the thoughts in your mind that gives you the problem. So in a way, your problem isn't even real. It's imaginary. So if you've got an imaginary problem, you need an imaginary solution. That's why doctors are baffled by things like this, because they can't understand it. If a doctor can't put something under a microscope and see it, they'd say it doesn't exist. It's nonsense. We all know that the mind is a mystery. Right? No one knows exactly how it works. You can't cut the mind open. Where is the mind? That's your brain, but where's your mind? Some people think their mind's in the hand. Some people think the mind is the brain. Some people think the mind is in the stomach or the heart. Where is the mind? We've all got a mind, but you can't see it, and that's why it baffles people. That's why people struggle to get rid of these things. So if you can't find the root cause of the problem, you need to be imaginative and come up with other methods. And there are many other ones we can use. Parts therapy is just one of them. But you don't always have to look back and find the cause or the root cause of the problem. That's a great way of doing it. But there are other things you can do, as we'll be looking at in future videos. So check out these other videos on the screen now. If you'd like to book a one-to-one session with me, for a consultation to get rid of your driving anxiety, there's a link to my website and also in the description. So thanks for watching. See you again soon for more videos.